And we're live. Sunday Service episode number 29. We got a UFC Canada card to recap today. Boy, do I have some stuff to say. Already said a little bit on X. Some people agreed. Some people disagreed. And I was going to make a video about these opinions. But I didn't think many people would take it that well. So I saved it for the Sunday Service show. Welcome in. Joining on the YouTube channel. The Instagram live is popping. We're live on X. Everybody in the IG chat says it was a horrible card. I would 100% agree. 100% agree. The level of fighters coming out of Canada is not very high. And the worst part about it is they try to set up the Canadians with a winnable fight. So you got to set them up with a even worse fighter. We saw that last night. It was rough. Rough. Canada sucks. Let's just say it, boys. Canada does suck. I honestly feel bad for Canada because, one, they don't have a lot of talent. And for two, it's like when the UFC goes to Canada, they have to put Canadian fighters on the card, but they also just like give them really bad fights. Really bad fights. Like the main and co-main event weren't very good. You know, like a flyweight main event, a men's flyweight, and then a women's flyweight. We had to sit through 50 minutes of flyweight action. That was rough. Rough way to end the night. I just wanted after the Machado-Ribeiro fight, I just wanted the fight card to be over. I'm like, this is the fight on the main event or main card. Kyle Machado sucks. Brendan Ribeiro sucks. That was on the main card. I think that was the featured bout. Right before we got into the 50 minutes of flyweight action. It was rough. It was rough. Denizer, I don't know what your name is, but this is what I'm liking, or this is what I'm seeing from a lot of people. People are saying that Moreno looked great. And I posted on X. I said, is it just me? Or am I the only one not that impressed by Moreno? But I was more confused as to what Albazi was doing. What was he trying to accomplish the entire fight? And this is where I kind of get into my opinions of the fight card. And this is something that's gone on for quite some time. Some of these fighters' IQs, like I just literally can't understand what they're doing. Are you trying to win the fight or not? Or is your corner giving you bad advice? Are you just that lost in there? Like if I trained 6 weeks, 8 weeks for a fight, I would have a locked in game plan. This is what I'm going to do. If this doesn't work, then I go to this. If that doesn't work, then I go to this. It's like the main event. Amir Albazi just stood in front of him for 5 rounds. No change of game plan. Nothing was working for him. And he just kept standing in front of him. Moreno would land 3 to 4 punches. Albazi would land 1. He would hit him with a nice shot, not follow up. Get pieced up on the feet, not shoot a takedown. For 25 minutes, Amir Albazi just stood in front of him, was like, yeah, he's gonna punch me more often than I punch him, and that's how the fight's gonna go. There was nothing else in the game plan. And I don't know what the problem with that is. I don't know what, like, you trained so much for this fight. Albazi's been off for a long time. I get it if he's like, he's slow out the gate. You know, he's been off for a long time. Maybe got to shake off the ring rust, or the cage rust, I should say. But bro, 25 minutes, he didn't change anything about what was going on. Nothing. It was a trash performance. Hope you're doing well, brother. Do you think that Moreno will have to win another fight to get a title shot also after UFC 310? Who do you think will be the next challenger for the flyweight title? I think Moreno himself said he wanted another fight before getting a title shot. I think Moreno probably fights the loser of UFC 310. So the loser between Kaya Sakura and Alexandre Pantoja. And then I think Royval will probably get the next shot at the winner. The judges effed you out of $800 with the city decision. That's disgusting, bro. I think Armfield should have won that as well. No fight IQ, bro. No fight IQ. Like, I could literally go through almost every single fight on last night's card and just be like, what was this person thinking? Amir Albazi didn't change the game plan at all. Just 25 minutes of the same fight that he was losing for the full 25 minutes. Rose Namajunas, she's up 2 rounds to nothing. Piecing her up on the feet, doing what she probably went in there to do. And then all of a sudden, shoots a takedown, doesn't get it, and in return gets taken down. And the tide completely shifted. Blanchfield got her down on the ground, got some confidence, and won the last 3 rounds. Like, if you're Rose, you're piecing her up on the feet, you're up 2 rounds, why would you shoot a takedown? Stupid. Renison Aberio, Kyle Machado, there's no fight IQ that could save whatever went on in that cage. Okay, both guys suck. Kyle Machado, I don't think he can throw like a straight 2. When I say 2, I mean like a rear hand just right down the pipe. It's just looping. These looping hooks. I'm like, God, it's so disgusting. Jasmine had some real fight IQ, right? I got to give her props. I like me some Jasmine Jasdavicius. Because first round, striking wasn't going well for her. I don't know if she went into the fight wanting to test out her striking, wanted to see if she could compete, kind of look like that. But round 2, she goes to the takedown. She gets it. She beats her up. That's just a clear fight IQ move. You're losing on the feet, right? So take her to the ground. That's where you're best. Marc-Andre Boreal he doesn't get taken down. He got put on the ground with a leg kick. He's losing the round, right? He clearly lost the first round. There's like 30 seconds left in the first round. And the dude just decides to get up and swing bombs. You already lost the round. Very rarely could you just miraculously take the round after being on your back for 4.5 minutes. Why would you just go swinging wild? Dumb move. Mike Malott, Trevin Giles. I don't know if Trevin Giles was actually trying to win that fight. He did enough to where Mike Malott had to respect him, but it was clear he was losing. He was just getting out volumed. All he was really doing was pumping a jab, not doing anything. And Mike Malott just could kind of coast to a decision victory where he just barely edged him every round. Not a lot of action. Trevin Giles didn't even look like he wanted to win. Don't know what's going on there. If that's the game plan going into a fight where you're going to do a little bit less, but you're not going to get finished. Stupid. Zahabi Munoz, I don't really got anything to say about that one. Jourdain, I guess maybe Munoz should have leg kicked more because you're clearly getting outboxed. Maybe try to sweep some leg kicks or shoot a takedown. Charles Jourdain, Victor Henry. Victor Henry, why are you trying to take this dude to the ground? You've never landed a takedown in the UFC. Never. And why? When you're shooting a takedown, he puts you in the guillotine. He nearly had the guillotine before he actually finished it. He nearly had the guillotine. So why would you put your head back into that guillotine? Just because you got out of it the first time does not mean you're going to get out of it the second time. The first time should be a warning. It'd be like, okay, if I shoot this takedown, he's going to go for this guillotine. And I got out of it the first time. But the second time, might not be able to get out of it. He might be ready for it more because he just saw he almost had it locked in. He's probably going to be ready to jump on it this time. Maybe I shouldn't shoot this takedown. But no, he just jumps right into the takedown, jumps right into the guillotine. There's that. Yusuf Zalal, nothing to say about that guy. He's a beast. Jack Shore just got caught with a knee, is what it is. Romanov had some real fight IQ, but Nascimento did not. Out of everybody on the card, Romanov actually had something going on in his brain. First round, take him down. The next 2 rounds, he just outpointed him. Nascimento just did nothing. Like, Nascimento, what are you doing, bro? You're clearly down. I don't know what you think you're going to do to win this fight, but throwing a little leg kick and popping a jab ain't going to win it. You're gonna probably need a finish. You're going to need to hurt this guy. Didn't do it. Stupid. Garrett Armfield lost, but he should have won. I don't know why he was trying to grapple in the first round. That was kind of stupid because he got himself caught into a choke, which probably lost him the first round. He was piecing him up on the feet. I still don't know why he grappled in the third round. It worked out for him, but I feel like he could have pieced him up even more. He was clearly the better boxer, clearly landing the better shots. City's face was busted up. I don't know why Garrett Armfield grappled at all. Chad and Hellinger, nothing could save him from that wet blanket. And Jamie Lynn Horth, Ivana Petrovic, who cares? It's just crazy, bro. I don't understand what's going on in these fighters' heads sometimes. Doesn't make any sense. Albazi had neck and heart surgery. It's like coming back after having a car accident. He will probably never be the same. That is true. Doesn't really help the fight IQ, I mean, I guess maybe you're saying he was scared. I don't know. Hey, Jive, I think it's because the UFC has been telling fighters they need to have entertaining performances. I believe they told us to Ank too. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard that rumor too, but like that doesn't really explain like why Victor Henry would be shooting takedowns or why Trevin Giles just wouldn't be fighting, you know. So thoughts on Malott? I thought Malott looked pretty bad, honestly. I thought he looked pretty bad. Like it was great for him to get a win. I'm sure he was relieved to get back in the win column, but like Trevin Giles just didn't fight. Like Mike Malott pretty much could do what he wanted to him within reason because Giles was just popping a jab. Other than that, there wasn't much going on. How much money you win yesterday? I lost money, brother. I lost money. Bro, Rose shooting in round 3 was such a dumbass move. I agree, bro. I seriously, as soon as she shot that, and then she ended up on her back, I'm like, this is going to go downhill really quickly because you just let her into the fight. Why shoot a takedown? I agree. Rose fighting Whitman was a dumb move. And the funniest part about this is after round 3, she goes back to her corner and Pat Barry's like, all right, she's got some confidence now. She's got some confidence going into these later rounds. If she gets you down, she's going to go to that crucifix. You got to be ready for it. And what happened? The next round, Rose did nothing. The next round, Rose did nothing. Maybe that's just bad corner advice. Maybe you got to know your fighter. He's like, all right, she's confident now. And then Rose went out in the 4th round and did like nothing. She wasn't moving. She wasn't throwing a lot of punches. And Blanchfield just kind of stole round 4 because there was no takedown in round 4. But Blanchfield just kind of stole it off of activity. Stupid. Cut Machado in a barrel with immediate effect. Don't even give them their show money. Yeah, that fight was awful. 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 I wanted to turn the TV off after that, or at least just leave. I think Barrio broke his foot on his IG story. He has a boot. I don't know how that helps him with his fight IQ or gives him an excuse to just throw bombs. I guess, did he break it when he got leg kicked? Like, what the hell? This is facts. This is facts, JG. Okay, because the level of UFC fighters nowadays, it really does not take much. It doesn't. Especially in like the weight classes that don't get a lot of traction, or at least the weight classes that aren't deep. Like heavyweight, if you're anywhere near athletic, you get a couple MMA fights, a couple pro MMA fights, get a couple first round knockouts, get matched up with some bums, you're in the UFC. That's all it is. Like that, it's as easy as that. Women's MMA is even worse. Like there's a chick fighting this Saturday in women's bantamweight. She's awful. I watched tape on her today. She's bad. She's like 5-1. She has no business being in the UFC. And yet she's just getting brought in because it's a short notice fight. And yeah, she's a UFC fighter. No business. Does Lopez KO Volk? I hate to say it, but probably. Didn't even realize you went live. Congratulations on the kid and the notorious 2 or 3 picks. You can always count on it. You can always count on it, boys. Thank you for the congrats. And then notorious 2 out of 3. I would be very interested to see how many in a row we've gone 2 out of 3. I think the best ones is when you lose the first leg. Because then you could just hammer the next 2 legs and you know that shit smacking. Okay? Because we're going 2 out of 3. You lose that first leg, hammer the next 2. Anyone can get into the UFC now, facts. Tough night last night, it was. Jourdain is the man. I don't know, man. Jourdain, I just don't think Jourdain is that good. He's got a nice gilly. I'll give him that. Barriel broke his foot getting slept. Oh, he fell back on it. Awkward when he got the KO. That's kind of nuts. When's press conference dude fighting? I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Press conference dude fighting. Oh, that dude. The new guy. I don't know. Is it Tajikistan guy? One of the stands. The dude they signed from the Abu Dhabi presser? I don't know. I don't think he has a fight booked. Garbrandt or Miles Johns? I'm leaning Miles Johns. Yeah, he is fun to watch. No doubt about that. I like Charles Jourdain as a guy. He's a fun fighter. I don't think he's just like amazing though. You know what's crazy, boys? I did some data today. And the new glove theory is looking pretty good. The new glove theory, because last night there was only 1 knockout out of like 13 or 14 fights. 1 knockout. I did some data today. The new glove theory is looking pretty good. Let's just say that. I did all the weight classes of the new gloves. I got to do the weight classes of the old gloves, but I can guarantee you it's going to look pretty solid. New gloves have indeed ruined the KOs, and the reason behind that is because the gloves are thinner. The weight distribution is different. These big heavyweights can't just swing clubs and knock somebody out, because I think you have to be an accurate power puncher. You have to be an accurate striker to knock dudes out. Whitaker KO did not debunk that. I can guarantee it. He might be. Miles Johns might be on roids for that one. You never know. He's supposed to fight another organization. Yeah, I really highly doubt the UFC actually signed him. The low-level fight nights are hard to make money on, bro. It happens. I actually like the Apex cards, to be honest. I like the Apex cards for betting. Pratis wins inside the distance. Most likely. I don't know if he's going to win a decision. I mean, Pratis is a real puncher, so he could knock somebody out. That is for sure. I'm going to pull up this data. I'm going to go through it. Listen to this, boys. Let me know in the chat. Chat, I need your I need your guess here. With the new UFC gloves, if you had to guess what percentage heavyweights are going to decision at, what would you guess? If you had to guess what percentage of heavyweight UFC fights are going to decision, drop it in the chat. It's alarming. Pratis is one of your favorite fighters right now. Pratis is a beast, bro. Pratis is a beast. Pratis KO late round 3. I can see it. Dalby or Dos Santos. I'm leaning Dalby right now. I'm leaning Dalby. Dennis said the press conference guy will fight at TKZ's promotion this month, and if he wins in surprising fashion, they'll offer him a contract. That sounds about right. All right, so Christopher says 75%, 60 to 70, 85, and 68. Boys, it's 66%. 2/3 of heavyweight fights are going to decision with the new gloves. That is nuts. That is nuts. Let me pull up the data for the historical finish rate. All right, in UFC history, there's been 845 total heavyweight fights. There's been 236 decisions. Over the course of UFC history, heavyweights historically go to a decision at 28% of the time. With the new gloves, they're at 66%. 2/3 instead of every 1 out of 4. 2/3. That's crazy. That's crazy. Take a guess what the take a guess which men's weight class goes to decision the highest percent of the time. Which men's UFC weight class? Give us the old gloves back. 20 to 60% is crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's not like, obviously not the largest sample size, but that's pretty nuts when you see 2/3 of heavyweight fights. Just think about how often like a heavyweight fight is favored to not go the distance or favored to go under 1.5, and it goes to a decision. All right, so the guesses for the weight class with the highest decision rate in men's UFC is nice as flyweight, light heavyweight, lightweight, middleweight, or welterweight. Welterweight. Cash in on the new gloves. Smart man. All right, so the highest decision rate in the UFC with the new gloves is the men's bantamweight division. Bantamweight is hitting the decision, hitting the scorecards, 73.33%. So nearly 3 out of 4 times the bantamweight fight's going to go to a decision. That's higher than the women's bantamweight with the new gloves. That's higher than the women's bantamweight decision rate with the new gloves. So women at 135 are finishing dudes. That sounds bad. Are finishing their fights at a higher rate than men's bantamweight. I got to do this math right here. 367. Okay, on average, men's bantamweight goes to decision at 51%. So a little bit of an increase. Men's bantamweight historically at 51.9%. Now it's at 73.33. You know, there hasn't been a women's strawweight KO with the new gloves. It's been 0. Women's strawweight still looking for that first KO with the new gloves. Yeah, 51. 51. I'm going to do the data for the old gloves in 2024. Probably tomorrow. I went through that today. It was brutal. What's the highest KO rate division right now with the new gloves? The highest KO rate with the new gloves right now is actually middleweight. Middleweight's at 38.7%. Which is about the average. Hey, brother, it happens. It happens. Shake it off. We already need new gloves just after getting these ones. Facts. Facts, brother. The thing is, I feel like the real punchers still do well with them. Like Pereira still does well with them. Taporia, Carlos Prates. Like there's still some punchers that can do well with them because they know how to punch. Never betting on a Canada card again. Bro, PTSD is for real. What is the percentage probability for women's strawweight KO? Let's look at it historically. Historically, oh my God. Women's strawweight KOs. Historically, they get a KO 12.8 or 12.9% of the time. 12.9% of the time. So, you know, women's strawweight KO percentage with the new glove is 0%. Still down. I don't know why they don't use the Whitman gloves. I've heard the Whitman gloves are pretty good. I don't understand. Oh, shit. What up, Montgomery, in the IG chat? What's going on, brother? Canada? I think they should go to Canada max once per year. Max. Maximum once per year. And there has to be a limit. I think we limit it to like 4 Canadian fighters. Because you put 8 on there, you're probably going to get at least 5 bad fights. 5 brutal fights. You think Poatan versus Magomed to replace Bilal versus Shavkat? I don't. But I honestly don't know what they're going to do. If I had to guess, I feel like they're going to do Shavkat versus Usman. I don't agree with it because why should Usman get a title shot when he's lost 3 fights in a row? He's been off for a year. Like, yeah, he was the welterweight champion, but that was 3 losses ago, and he hasn't fought in over a year. So that is just stupid. Stupid. And I thought maybe they would put Ian Gary versus Shavkat in there. I guess maybe Buckley. Maybe they could throw Sean Brady in there. I don't know. But they got booked. Ian Gary and Buckley got booked for Tampa, which is actually pretty sick. I like that fight. Bought my tickets to Tampa already. I'll be there December 14th. So I don't know what they're going to do, UFC 310. I want to go to that card. And I was actually pretty excited for Bilal versus Shavkat because I thought it was a pretty fun fight, honestly. I know some people like to poo-poo on Bilal, but I thought that was going to be a fun fight between Shavkat and Bilal. Or at least an intriguing fight to see who wins. I don't know. Maybe Shavkat, Usman. I wouldn't really like it too much, but I don't decide things. Please don't let Sean Brady hold down my glorious king for 5 rounds. Then we get Bilal versus Brady again. Bro, imagine. You know, that's actually could be a real thing, honestly. Imagine Brady, Shavkat gets made, Brady beats Shavkat, and then Bilal versus Brady rematch. I kind of want to see that rematch, to be honest. See if Sean Brady shirt everything up. If that was just a fluke, like you said it was. Who had the biggest robbery last night? I'm going with Armfield. Yeah, it was Garrett Armfield for sure, brother. For sure. I thought he could have won either the first or the second. I thought it was pretty clear the second because he was piecing him up and he didn't get put in a submission attempt like he did in the first. So I thought it was pretty clear. Round 2 for Garrett Armfield. A lot of shots to the head. Busted up his nose. Could have even given him round 1. But I don't judge. Is Prates Roofy Fighting Nerds Parlay free money? Does Roofy even have a fight yet? And he's not on this card. He's on the card after. But does he even have a fight? Because he's supposed to be at MSG, but I don't know if he actually has a fight scheduled. Oh, he does. Shit. James Lontop. That's actually a pretty good fight. Lontop got a hell of a chin, though. Holy shit. But Roofy will piece him up, bro. Roofy will piece him up on the feet. Roofy's legit. I think Roofy wins. I'm assuming he'll be a pretty heavy favorite, to be honest. But it could be free. Who knows? Probably not going to get very good odds. Roofy's nasty. He could maybe put him away. But Lontop took every one of Slava Claus's shots, and Slava hits hard. Slava's precise. Fighting Nerds Parlay would be nasty. Imagine a card in Brazil with all 4 Fighting Nerds on it. You get Kyle Bahalio, Israel Adesanya, main event. Co-main event, Carlos Prates, Ian Gary. Featured bout, Jean Silva. Who else? Who would Jean Silva fight? Jean Silva, Dan Ige. Another on the main card. On the main card, we got Mauricio Rufy and Joel Alvarez. Wouldn't that be sick? And hell, you could throw Bruna Brazil on there because she's a Fighting Nerds too. Bruna Brazil and fucking whoever the fuck. That would be a sick card. Fight night in Brazil, that's your main card. Oh my God, that would be nasty. That would be disgusting. I actually really want that. Can we get a Rip Peanut in the chat? Dude, I don't know what that is. My favorite Roofy one was the Contender Series comeback finish. Bro, I remember betting on Roofy in that fight. And he wasn't losing, but he was down. Like he was probably gonna lose, if I remember it correctly. That dude just gassed. He gassed bad. And he was an underdog. I remember that one because I was screaming Roofy, Roofy, Roofy. That was nasty. I like that one too. Roofy opened minus 220 and then a bunch of jackasses hit him to minus 800 already. That's just crazy. Roofy's getting the Peyton Talbot treatment right now. Nobody wants to fight him. And then when he does get a fight, he's going to be like minus 800, minus 1,000 because Roofy's fucking nasty. The streets will never forget getting Roofy as an underdog on the Contender Series. And then he makes his debut. Against Jamie Malarkey, the dude with no chin. And he was only like minus 200. We ain't never going to get that again. We ain't never going to get that again. Imavov Izzy is apparently signed. Who you got? I'm going with Imavov, bro. Izzy's cooked. I think Albazi would get killed if he fought Pantoja. Yeah, he would have got killed. I mean, he did get killed by Moreno. Yeah, he was down 2 rounds. I kind of remember that. Who was that guy? What was his name? Because I remember he had some hype because he was Islam's training partner. But I watched his fights and I'm like, yeah, he's not that good. And then I watched Rufi's fight. I'm like, this guy's got some potential. I think I got like plus 160 on Rufi. Yeah, Raymond Magomedov. Plus 180. That dude hasn't fought since. Right? That Mauricio Rufi retired that dude. He's had some canceled bouts, but God, it's funny. We come back this Saturday, boys. That's facts. How many cards we got left? I think we got Vegas 100. We got 309. I think we have a card after that. The Jan card, I think. I think we have 5 cards left. 5 cards to make some money, baby. The scissor sweep was nasty. That was nasty. Dude, he was just playing with him the entire fight. Is Brian Ortega at 6th ranking realistic? Standing for him to take on Arnold Allen? Or is that an easy bet for us? You mean like, is that an easy bet for on Ortega or Arnold Allen? Because I think Arnold Allen would beat him, bro. I think Arnold Allen would whoop him on the feet. And I don't think Arnold Allen's bad on the ground, so I think he can handle himself. Brian Ortega is just kind of cooked, bro. He's kind of cooked. He's going to need a real solid matchup to where he has a clear ground advantage like against Yair. Clear ground advantage. Yair has no takedown defense, and he's a bitch on the ground. So he's going to need one of those. You probably don't want to be fighting these up-and-coming guys. I did see that. That was kind of... That's dangerous. That's dangerous, boys. Poetan training at Fighting Nerds. What did Poetan learn from the Fighting Nerds? And what did the Fighting Nerds learn from Poetan? Okay, Carlos Prates might hit him with a nasty little left hook. Neil Magny might be going to sleep real early with a left hook. Volk versus Diego Lopez next. Or you think it's the rematch? It's going to be the rematch, bro. No doubt in my mind they're going to do that rematch. Who do you have for fight of the year and why is it Alex Pereira? Fighter of the year right now is Ilia Topuria. If Alex Pereira came and saved UFC 310 to be the main event, then he's the fighter of the year. But you cannot compare knockouts over Volkanovski and Max Holloway to knockouts over Yuri Prohaska, Jamal Hill, and Khalil Rountree. You just can't. You just can't. It's Ilia Topuria, bros. You truly believe the only guy at 145 who beats Ilia is Jean Silva. That's a big belief. That's a real big belief. Because I love John Silva. I think John Silva is a motherfucker. But boys, we got to hold our horses here. Jean Silva is good. But he's not Ilia Topuria good, bro. He's not as good as Ilia Topuria. Okay, he's beaten Weston Wilson, Charles Jourdain, and Drew Dober. And now people are thinking Jean Silva is the only guy that can beat Ilia Topuria. Let's slow down a little bit. Okay, let's see him against a ranked featherweight. Still hasn't fought a ranked featherweight. We got to slow down. I like the idea, though. John Silva is very good. But we got to slow down a little bit. Ortega is going to 155. I think so. Shit, maybe Ortega and Max can rematch at 155. Maybe that'll change things up for Ortega. Oh no, am I frozen? Or my screen is frozen. Come on. Buffer. 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 Computer sucks, bro. There we go. I think we're back. We're back. All right. Prates money line is so bad to bet. What's the pick? It's probably Prates inside the distance. Prates KO. I'd probably say KO 2, KO 3. That's what I would say. In my opinion, Volk beat Diego. If he can stay alive on the feet, he is better in the ground. Yeah, it's just the chin, bro. It's just the chin. I don't even think many fighters at 155 beat Ilya aside from the champ and some of the top guys, if that. I agree, bro. I agree. I think Topuria puts out a lot of dudes' lights at 155. If Topuria went to 155, he would run through most of the contenders. It's just when he gets to the champ, Islam is a big motherfucker. But honestly, I think Ilya does have a chance to win that fight. Also, just want to shout out the top 10 MMA channels I religiously follow. Your channel is the only one to go live today post-fight, even with it not being a hype fight weekend. Respect. Appreciate that, brother. Sunday service. We're here every Sunday. Giving the recap and talking to the chat. Because sometimes the recaps really aren't even that great. Like, there's not a shit much to talk about from last night because it was so bad. But that's why we got the chat. We got the live chat. You guys come in the chat and you ask me some questions. I'm here to talk about it. Silva's better than Josh Emmett? I would probably agree. Josh Emmett's kind of like a Drew Dober. So, Prates always wins by KO. Bro, Prates walk-off KOs a lot of people. Like, when he hits you and you go down, he doesn't follow up with a lot of shots. Usually walks it off. That's pretty nasty. What's your take on O'Malley's coach saying Bo Nickel beats Chimaev? I think Bo's overrated. That is a good assessment, JG. JG, I think you've been putting in some good chats today. I like where your head is at. I don't really get the hype on Bo Nickel, to be honest. I don't get it. Like, he's won every fight, but he's fighting bums. Straight bums. Like, yeah, he should be winning these fights. And I'm not saying like he should be fighting higher level guys. But for people to like say he's gonna beat Chimaev or he's gonna he's a lock to be the next champion, I'm like, whoa, we gotta chill out there, boys. Just because you're a good wrestler doesn't mean you're a good MMA fighter. Okay. And Cody Brundage shucked off some of his takedown attempts. That's a red flag. Okay, I think we got to pump the brakes on Bo Nickel. Maybe in like 3 years he could be pretty good, but right now, nah. Who do you see beating Ilya at 145, if anyone? I don't see anyone beating him, but if somebody did beat him, it would be Diego, because Diego is most dangerous in round one, and that's when you have to beat Topuria. Topuria is most susceptible to losing in round one. That's when Diego's most dangerous. He would have to catch him with something crazy. Who the fuck is Bryce Mitchell going to fight? Who knows, bro? That man's just chilling on his farm. He's waiting out the election. Prates Radke KOs was one of the coolest. It really was. Best Pixar movie? I don't know. Don't really watch too many movies, to be honest. Yeah. Bro, I'll never forget that. He kneed Jamie Pickett in the nuts, then took him down and took him like 3 minutes to submit him. Fluffy finishes Bo Nickel. I like that, Charlie. I like that. Dude, if they matched up Fluffy Hernandez and Bo Nickel, and I got dog odds on Fluffy Hernandez, I think I'd probably drop like 10K, bro. I'd probably drop like 10K. Mr. Apalaka, you put in some good chats today, bro. You put in some real good chats. Okay. Thank you for that. Why do you think Nickel's rise is so slow? Is it because he will lose? I think Jacoby Smith from Contender is a better all-around D1 wrestler, MMA fighter. I don't know. I mean, it's because Bo Nickel had a lot of fans, and he wins. So I don't know. It's all good, Jay. He's got elite wrestling and elite jiu-jitsu, and he's actually using them in conjunction. So beat Magomed Sherdov or Rufy in flow state, same weight class hypothetically. I don't know, man. Rufy in the flow state's pretty nasty. Rufy in the flow state is like Conor McGregor, bro. Prime Conor. Thoughts on Landwehr versus Korean Superboy fight that just got announced? I did not see that, but that is actually very interesting. I think Landwehr could get KO'd. Landwehr is always live to get knocked out. But if he doesn't, he's going to find a late round finish, no doubt. Paul Craig versus Bo is going to be a terrible fight. The striking is going to be shit because Bo doesn't want the ground with Craig. This is my question. Does Bo even shoot a takedown on Paul Craig? And if he does, he's getting submitted, bro. Like, if Bo Nickel shoots a takedown on Paul, the submission prop on Paul Craig is going to hit like crack. Okay? Because Bo has done jiu-jitsu for not that long. Okay? He's got the wrestling base. But Paul Craig is different on the ground. Paul Craig is different. I kind of think Bo is just going to dance around and like look for a knockout, which he could get because Paul Craig is awful on the feet. I don't know how that dude has not improved a single aspect to his striking over his UFC career. He must just grapple all day, every day. But if Bo shoots a takedown, bro, the Bear Jew might be getting his hand raised. Jones versus Stipe will be a good fight, or you think it's a mismatch for Jones due to Stipe using a cane to walk 3 months ago? Is that even true? Did Stipe actually use a cane to walk 3 months ago? Please tell me that's not true. Please tell me that's not true. If that's true, then I'm not even watching this fight. John's a big favorite. But like, I don't know. I feel like it could maybe play out to be a little bit closer than we're thinking. But, you know, it's kind of just a layup for John at this point. Was it true about you fighting boxing on Misfits? I would like to do it, but there's not many opponents out there that are one my weight class, two that would take a fight. I'm about 185. So I could drop down to like 170 if I wanted to. But there's not a lot of guys in my weight class. 185. Most people are like 160. So I don't know. Do you think Dana is waiting to see if John retires so he can book Pereira versus Aspinall? If John stays, then he can fight Tom finally? No, I just don't think I don't think they want Pereira to go up to heavyweight. Because if you think about it, they like Pereira at 205 because he's the only star at 205. Like Yuri he's a fun fighter and a lot of people like him, but Pereira is the picture perfect champ. They want to keep him at 205. If he goes up to heavyweight and he loses, like obviously, yeah, he's not going to lose his belt at 205, but could hurt him to do so. And if he's going to move up to heavyweight, he's probably going to have to pack on a lot of weight. So the ability for him to come back down to 205, it's going to take time. So they like to keep, I think they're going to keep Pereira at 205 because they have a real good champ at that weight class then. And they already have good champs at heavyweight. I mean, they got Jones right now. And then they got Aspinall on the wings. What chance? Oh my God. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. There we go. What percent chance do you give Ilya against Islam? I'd give him about a 40% chance. 40%. Thoughts on GM3 versus Rainier de Ritter? I can't wait for that fight. GM3 is my boy. I hope he gets another sub. I want to see people actually bet on Craig because Bo is going to submit him in the first round. Bo ain't going to submit Paul Craig in the first round. Ain't no way. Craig will tear Bo apart on the ground. Do I know Anshul Jubli? UFC lightweight fighter from India. Oh, I know that guy. I know Anshul Jubli. Because I remember him up 2 rounds against Mike Breeden and then just getting outdogged. Getting literally barked at. I did not forget that, man. You think Cody's winning this Saturday? Cody Garbrandt? Nah, I don't think so. Exactly. I think he dances around to a decision. Going to be a shit watch. Yeah. The main card for UFC 309 is bad. It is bad. Without Charles Oliveira on that main card is garbage. But even with him, it's still not good. Because it's a fight we've already seen. It's Oliveira versus Chandler. Y'all don't know anything about Bo. Do people not know he has beat several Death Squad grapplers on Fight Pass Invitational? Has he beat Paul Craig, though? That's the real question. Hey, Jai versus better Derek. I know Derek. Derek's way too small for me to fight him. But if he wants to fight, I'm down. Fight Ben Davis, first round KO. Ben Davis is like 150 pounds. Too small. Guys are too small. Hey, Drive to Misfits. I'm fucking down, bro. He called out Fluffy after UFC 300, knowing damn well he doesn't want that fight. Dude, he doesn't. Rainer is legit. Rainer is legit. But is he that legit? I don't know if his gas tank is that great either. That's where GM3 takes over. Do I think I'd beat Anshul Jubli? What is Jubli? 155. So he's probably around my size. Nah. Jubli would probably beat me, bro. Ben Davis will bulk up for me. Nah, I don't think he will. Do a weight bully weight cut and TKO Oscar Willis. Dude, Oscar ain't bad. Oscar ain't bad. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could probably cut down to like 155. But I'd have to like diet cut to like 170 and then cut like 15 pounds of water. And I have no experience cutting weight. So that would probably be miserable. And I'd probably be really shitty the day after. So who's Oban fighting? I did like Oban's last fight. Thoughts on rumors of one championship falling apart? I think that could be true. Title run, baby. Title run starts now. GM3 probably going to win in some silly way. Round 2 sub, most likely. Round 2-3 sub, bro. Just Mir was Rose robbed. I don't think she was robbed. She could have won the 4th, but I think she could just kind of let it slip, to be honest. Oban's fighting Basel Hafiz. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Hafez is solid. I would assume Hafez would be like a very slight favorite. I think Hafez would probably be like minus 150. I'm actually going to check the odds because I want to see. UFC 310. No, 309. Oh my God, they have Oban at minus 150. Sheesh. Hafez might be the side then. I thought Hafez would be a small favorite, but they got Oban as a small favorite. I don't know, man. That's tough. What do you think about Prates Magny? Prates by murder. Erin Blanchfield is like the Mario Batista of women in MMA, except she actually gets takedowns. She only got 2. The thing is, Blanchfield has crazy good ground game. Like, she has real solid top pressure. She can put you in some bad spots, but her takedowns suck and her striking sucks. I think if they match her up with Alexa Grasso, she rolls through Alexa Grasso because Alexa Grasso has terrible takedown defense and not a very good ground game. So if they make that matchup, I will be picking Erin Blanchfield to win. Even though I'm not a Erin Blanchfield believer. Zhang Weili versus Shevchenko. Dana was saying they have something planned for Zhang, considering Suarez and Jandiroba is booked. Huh. What could that be? What could that be? I guess maybe it could be. That would actually be pretty sick. Zhang going for double champ? That'd be kind of nice. Ronda Rousey versus Ajav. I'd hit Ronda Rousey with that Holly Holm head kick, baby. Yuri or Jamal Hill, who you got? Probably Jamal, honestly. Yuri's too hittable. Never been a big Yuri believer. All right, boys. I think we're going to hop out. Alexander Romanov did look fat as shit last night. We're going to hop out. Appreciate y'all for joining. Live chats. We're going crazy. I appreciate y'all giving some good takes, some good topics. Canada, y'all suck. I'm sorry, but somebody had to say it. Fighters' IQs just seem to have gone down the toilet. And it's frustrating, boys. It's like some guys just don't even care to win. All right. I'm out. AJ Picks, Sunday Service, episode number 29 is in the books. We're back here next week with episode number 30.